This is Majinoni, and time for some comic reviews. Let's start off first with Batman Superman number 6. Oh, there's Earth 2, Amazing, Spider-Man Team Up, Secret, Last Stand, Inhumanity, and Spider-Man. Okay, here's my problem with Superman Batman. I really want to see a battle between Superman, Batman, and Mongo. I want to see that so badly. And they're teasing me. But they're dealing with the Toy Master, they're dealing with all these other little nonsense. They're making me read the comic book this way, and I know I'm whining, but you know there's a few of you out there who are whining also that you've got to turn the book this way. I mean, it was a cute thing the first time, but not, like, ongoing. But anyways, let's get back to the point. Now, I'm going to say this. You know, there are some really great pictures, like these panels here with Superman and Batman shooting I-beams at each other. It's a very complicated story. Just understand that Batman's not quite his normal self. And it has to do with the what's the name? The Toy Maker, or Toy Master, or whatever his name is. But anyways, you know, they're still continuing the MMO game, the video game, virtual game. And to me, I don't know, I understand what they're kind of doing here, and I think there's some really good elements to the story. But for me, like I said, I just want to see the Mongol and those two fight. You know, that to me would have been, that alone is all you needed to do to just sell this book. And for me, I don't like all that extra clutter. Is it a bad book? No, it's not really that bad. It's, you know, halfway entertaining. It's not horrible or anything like that. But, you know, I just want the big smackdown fight. Earth 2, Superman, Man of Terror number 18. Okay. I was very worried about this book. Very. But what I will say is this. This issue was freaking amazing. Now, it wasn't as strong as the Superior Spider-Man, but there were so many good elements into it, and to me, the ending to this book, this is what happened. I was sitting in my car. I'm not going to show it to you, but you know, like, all I will say is this. I was sitting in my car coming out of the comic book store, and I just was looking through it. And, you know, you had Batman going through this room with the people in suspended animation. You have Superman on a tear going outside. You have an invasion of parademons coming. And Batman's trying to visit 3 people. 2 people make sense. He goes to the 3rd, and I swear to you, I sat in my car, and when I saw those final panels, I was like, I swear I said, yes! And I was like, finally! And then I was like, damn, it doesn't count. That's what I said. And to me, you know, that's what sold me this book. I've been waiting for those panels dealing with Batman for years. And when I finally saw it, it was like amazing. That's all I have to say. It was just simply amazing. Besides that, basically what I will tell you is this: so Batman's trying to gather an army, so to speak, to, you know, fight off the evil Superman. And, you know, this isn't quite the Batman you think this is. And they threw down some hints as to who it's not, and they need to throw down some hints a little bit more as to who this is. But the characters he released were kind of interesting. One was Aquawoman, who doesn't want to be called Aquawoman, and the other one is Jimmy Olsen, and Jimmy Olsen is basically like a hacker in this universe. So, you know, like, I don't know how powerful Aquawoman is, but to have a guy like Jimmy Olsen who's supposed to be this amazing hacker, that's really smart. But I really enjoyed this issue. I enjoyed this issue a lot more than the last one, and I'm telling you, those last panels, those last pages, that last page, freaking amazing. I can't quite say that Amazing X-Men was as amazing, because basically what this is a tease. This is nothing but the tease to get to Nightcrawler. For most of the issue, you don't see Nightcrawler. You get to the end, and then there's Nightcrawler, and then you're like, oh, I can't wait to see the furry blue elf come join the X-Men again. It's gonna be just like old times. And then I'm just going, well, like, for me, this isn't even a strong team to go looking for Nightcrawler. And by strong, I mean it's basically, Spider-Man's amazing friends, Iceman and Firestar. And Firestar doesn't really make sense, Storm, okay, Storm does. North Star maybe. Wolverine definitely. But you kind of want. I don't know. You kind of. I mean, I understand that Colossus is out of the picture, but it would be nice to see somebody else. Like maybe Kitty Pryde would have been a good selection, or some other types of characters other than Firestar. And like they're going to hell, and then it's like things really literally go to hell type thing. And the art's okay, the story is just decent, but it's not what I would call fantastic. And this panel I really enjoyed here because it's basically this pirate, and North Star's attacking the pirates with a sword, and he basically opens up his jacket and he's like, just ask the ladies of Whitechapel, and he flashes, and I'm thinking, I understand there's probably something a little bit more sinister in there, but all I'm thinking of is that, that 60-year-old pervert who goes walking down the college campus and he opens up his jacket and he flashes people. And, that's the line, just ask the girls at, like for example, ASU or University of Florida or, any USC, places like that. So that's all I got from that panel. That actually gave me kind of a chuckle there. But other than that, I really don't think this is one of Aaron's strongest works. And in a sense, I don't mind necessarily the tease as much, but the problem is the cast isn't working, and I think that's where the problem is. Okay, Superior Spider-Man Team Up number 7. This had some fantastic artwork. This was a great issue. You had Spider-Man. He's fighting all of his villains. They're all ready for vengeance, and basically it's kind of like people are finally coming up to him and saying, I used to look at you in a certain way, and now I don't. You're not the person who I thought you were. And Spider-Man really makes a mess of things because of what he did. And, I don't know if they're going to incorporate this into the Superior Spider-Man book, but Yost did a fantastic job with this issue. This is what needed to be done, with how Superior Spider-Man's working. So I really enjoyed it. Even if it was just a throwaway issue where it's not really going to impact continuity, I still really enjoyed this issue. And like I said, the artwork was just fantastic. It was just great. I enjoyed every minute of this. Every minute. Secret Avengers number 12. Honestly, this took a little bit of time to get back into it because I was trying to remember, okay, who are these people again? What the purposes are? What's going on in the storyline? And, it all comes back to you, but, it's like, this isn't necessarily one of my top tier books that I always go to first to read. And with the Infinity Story crossover line, it just bogged everything down. And so I'm not into this one as much. What we have here is we have AIM, some members of AIM trying to defect to S.H.I.E.L.D., and you also have, Bobby Mockingbird is trying to give this presentation thing to the High Council people on AIM Island, and things aren't going well for her there. But, that's my thought process going through this book. Okay, that part's good, but I'm telling you, the last page is going to horrify a lot of you. A lot of you are just going to just want to wash your eyeballs and bleach them, because all I'm going to say is you'll never, ever again want to see MODOK look the way he does at the end of this issue. horrible images came to mind. Horrible. The Ultimates. Cataclysm. Last Stand. Number 2, Bendis and Bagley. Unbelievable issue. Art was on target. It was great. I enjoyed it. And I'll go into some of that part in just a second. But let me just show you some of his artwork here. You have, Spider-Man. He doesn't know what to do. Do I go to my dad? Do I save people? What would Peter Parker do? He's like, I don't know if Peter Parker ever did something like this. He must have. I don't know. And then you get Galactus destroying New Jersey. This is fantastic artwork. The level of destruction, the energy. This is kind of like what you want to see in a Galactus eating the Earth story. You have Iron Man freaking out, going, I don't know what to do. But I just know that we can't drop nukes on him. Because he figures out basically that he's trying to... He's hypothesizing that Galactus wants to eat the Earth and for the energy. And so they're basically... The bulk of this issue is figuring out what to do. And they've reasoned what they have to do is, if this thing came from another dimension, then they have to go there to figure out what they did. And there's the rift, and this is the one time man Mysterio, he's got the short end of the stick, because he is in prison, locked away on an Earth that's about to get eaten. And this is our Mysterio. It's not the ultimate Mysterio. So he's screwed. But on top of that, what we have here also is we have a really good moment with Spider-Man stepping up. Basically he's like, look, nobody can really go through here. I've gone through here. Like Thor can have an impact. Tony is important, to trying to save lives. Maybe figure out a way to stop Galactus. But what is Spider-Man going to do? Nothing. In the grand scheme of things, he's going to do nothing. So he really steps up to the plate. He's like, I'm going to go out. The decision is to go to look for Reed Richards, because Reed Richards is the one who, is the hero of them all. And so that's where he needs to find. The great part is you have evil Reed Richards suddenly making an appearance, and Thor just blasting him with his hammer. And this page, loved every minute of it. Loved it all. And, it's just... This has just been such a good read. I'm really enjoying it. The thing that just sucks is how you get, the other two Ultimate crossover books, and both of them just really suck. So it's like good and then bad. Which is a shame. I would just recommend buy this Bendis version only, and you'll do fine. Great read. Inhumanity, number 1. Okay. This does have a death. A very shocking death. I would never have imagined this character to go out the way they did. I'm not going to spoil who did it. I'm going to be very careful with it. All this issue here is, and I'm not going to spoil too much, but what they're doing is they're setting up who the Inhumans are, what's going on for the people who either A, don't know who the humans are, or have not read Infinity. Or if you have read Infinity, this is just their way of giving you, this is the state of the universe, right here. And then story begins. And the story, part of the story it sounds like it's going to tie into what the Avengers are hinting as to what's coming. Now, I'm not saying necessarily the map makers are going to be involved here, but they're suggesting that there's something bigger at stake. And, that's something that's been a common theme with what's been going on in the Avengers. So overall, I'm really enjoying how they're tying in everything together. I think the art's really, really good. Fraction did a great job. So, at least for this starter issue, I didn't necessarily like it as much as Infinity, but this one I know a lot less about what's going on, so the excitement level isn't there, but I still enjoyed it. And definitely would recommend it. Okay, I'm going to be really simple and quick about this. This is exactly what all Spider-Man fans should be reading. You know, if you're dissatisfied with what's going on in Superior, if you just want the taste of Peter Parker back again, this is classic Spider-Man. You know, is this Peter Parker? He doesn't know, like, he's something is draining his energy. He's sick all the time. He's kind of just wanting that night. Maybe the world doesn't need Spider-Man for one day type thing. And of course there's the snowstorm, and then he's worrying. You know, lights go out, power, phone, and he's worrying about Aunt May. So this is, like I'm telling you, this is like that classic Spider-Man tale, and it's really good. I mean, it's really entertaining, and I would definitely recommend it. I think, like, overall the art's good, the writing is good, and it was really enjoyable. It was a real joy to read, because especially when you get the contrast of Superior Spider-Man and Peter Parker, you really miss Peter, you know, after reading this issue. But at the same time, it's like such a contrast between Superior and Peter. It's like, well, Superior is such an ass, but he's also so much better because he doesn't have that. You know, he has confidence and he knows what he's doing, and so I really appreciate that. You know, because you think after a while Peter would eventually figure things out and actually become a lot better than what he really is. But he never evolved. He always stayed the same. And here is Inhumanity. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video. Facebook link, Crunchyroll anime reviews, more reviews and stuff later. So until next time.